Record. There we go. Hey everybody, welcome to Chop It Up. This is Uncle Freezy. I'm here with one of my homeboys, top 10 friend in life, Crazy Teddy. Crazy
You,
Teddy.
you need to get better friends, or at least more of them. So
well,
let's start with that.
well. Hey man, I don't know if I don't make friends easy. Um, it's one of those deals where a lot of people speak to me, man, and have like this network of people that I mean, it's okay. So there are co-workers, there are Masons, there are churchgoers,
Well, do you
neighbors.
remember do you remember the Seinfeld episode where they wanted to invite George's girlfriend, and he was like, no, 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 because relationship George will suffocate independent George, and it was the worlds shouldn't collide, Jerry. And
Right.
the older I've gotten, the more I understand that I think the world shouldn't collide. Your Mason buddies should be your Mason buddies. Your
Right.
running buddies should be your running buddies. Your whatever buddies should be because I think initially we want to include everybody in everything.
Right.
Everybody, let's go whatever.
Right.
Well, everybody's not set up for everything. Your fantasy
Right.
football buddies should be your fantasy football buddies, and you shouldn't necessarily they shouldn't necessarily be your coworkers. And it just sometimes I think, well, largely I think the world shouldn't collide.
Right.
And I don't know, man. I was talking to Nicole since this whole whatever you want to call it, since we're smoking the Rona.
Right. Right.
We are super fortunate of the friends we have, right?
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see. But I'm over here thinking, when you see people you should know or people you may know on your friends list,
Right.
I'm like, man, I just don't know if I can add anybody. I just don't know if I can deal with anybody else's trifling, tired mess, because
Right.
I just don't
Hey
know.
man, I'm telling you, hey man. So I'm gonna say something that is gonna seem totally off topic, but bruh, when you grow your family, you have less patience for other people because your patience is tried all day long at home, and I don't mean in a frustrating way.
Oh,
I mean,
listen.
I'm talking about like in a. Hey man, didn't I tell you not to leave your pants in the bathroom? Put your
No.
clothes in the dirty clothes hamper, and then you just go about your business.
Wet effing towels. Wet towel everywhere. And you're
Right,
like, where are all the towels? Oh, they're on y'all's damn floor.
right, right. Or smushed under the
Like
bed,
the,
and you walk in the room, and you're
right,
like,
like the I'm like, we're playing real live floor is lava, and we're trying to put it out with damn wet towels. But it's
with wet towels, and not just
and
wet
you're like,
towels, by the way. I'm talking about get out of the pool. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You like
Oh
you
no
got
no 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 no
grass
no
all in
no
it.
no 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 no. That would take up the space for the wet bathing suits on the floor. At
Oh
least the
yeah,
towels.
my
Yes, at
man.
least the wet towels cover up the dripping wet bathing suit that's been there for 2 weeks,
Right,
mildewing and
right,
stinking. You're like, what
right.
stinks in here? I don't know. It's either the mildewed bathing suit or the effing plate of ketchup.
Right, or they'll say something like, "Well, I had the window up earlier." Wait a minute. So,
Yeah,
wait a minute. Are you telling me? Are you telling me that you knew the room was stinking and you opened the window, or that the
right.
smell came in through the window? I mean, which is it?
Listen, man. It is everything that's ever been advertised to be. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. The friends thing is kind of a wild thing, but I don't want to divert your conversation about anything. No, you were talking
No,
about the
that's who we
upgrade.
are. We are divergent.
Do, do I think? I mean, you don't find it ironic that YouTube sends us these pop-ups and these ads so that we can pay for a service to prevent
Right,
pop-ups and ads.
right, right, right. Right.
I mean, it's just like getting an email at work saying, "Hey, we're having email difficulties."
Right.
Appreciate it.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. You go with
Yeah.
what you want to go with.
I'm just going.
I'm fired up today.
I'm just gonna say this, man. I think the world, the friendship world, the friendship worlds should overlap but not collide. You have to be very careful.
I'll buy that. You just got it. I can tell you this, and I won't call the dude's name because
Because the Oakland Raiders suck. Is that that's the reason why you want to say his name?
That's a whole nother. You can't go to vacation with everybody.
Right.
Because yes, everybody's friends and everybody loves each other and all the kids get along and theoretically the wives get along, blah, 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 blah. But listen, man, it don't take but one going to vacation with somebody for it to never be going to vacation with somebody.
Right.
Because it just, again, I think you said it pretty well. Overlap, but not, you don't want to get it too
Right.
together because
So you wanted to transition into something cool. You wanted to be organic, but not forced. Definitely.
Sure. Well, I mean, you know, no, that's a bad joke. I'm not even.
Hey man, you know the entire universe is gonna see this or have the ability to.
Right. So I'm gonna pull back on it. I will say this: this is the first time in like, I don't know when, that I've eaten something and hadn't gotten sick to my eyeballs and laid out almost ready to die from eating. Now, it's been 15, 20 minutes, so I'm still alive. So I'm feeling pretty good that I've actually gotten to eat food and I'm not hunched over telling Nicole, please, God, don't let me eat anymore. For God's sakes, don't let me. Now, I will say this. Cutting grass today.
Right.
Mistake.
Really?
Mistake. Yes.
Really? You would think. Okay.
Now listen, I'm not gonna lie, but since we can make jokes, I thought I was gonna offer Nicole a shot at Space Mountain, right?
Right.
Now, you're familiar with Endgame? Avengers?
Yes.
Okay. Listen, that is a mistake on another level. Cutting grass today, I didn't cut the whole yard. We took turns. I was a mistake. I nearly monkeyed. Listen, brother. When you try to do something you ain't supposed to do, and I'm telling you, I swear to you, I felt like Thanos snapped his fingers with those infinity stones.
Right.
And my body started withering away. I could watch it. I could watch my
body. You can watch the dusting. You can watch yourself be dusted.
I can watch my legs start dusting right there.
And you know what? Hey, shout out to Craig Boatwright, by the way, because I told I told him, I hit him up and said, hey man, our man's is, moving as if, this thing is not really as bad as what we see, as what it seems. He keep his ass still. And he told me, yeah, I called him. So I know what that call was like. So I can imagine.
I called him. I really had a business call yesterday or today for him. But listen. I've made two crucial mistakes during this. One was thinking I was ready to ride Space Mountain.
Right.
Two, cutting grass.
Wow.
Now, what's funny? So, during the time when I became symptomatic and the time I got tested, right, or got confirmed, we power washed kayaks.
Okay.
I cut the backyard after the backyard had, remember, the lawnmower broke. So the backyard was literally like,
So Thanos got the lawnmower too.
oh, listen.
Thanos got the lawnmower. Nothing safe.
Oh, but I mean, and man, and so what else did I do? I went and I ran the soccer fields and did box jumps with the boys the other night, getting ready for football.
Right.
And it's been eating has messed me up worse than all of that. Now today the monkey got
what?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Eating. Wait a minute. So eating is messing us up. And I say this sarcastically and interestingly.
I'm talking about messing me up. I'm talking about in the last week.
Hey,
I'm telling you, a couple more days of this nausea, I'm going to be totally ripped.
Oh, well, good.
I will be totally ripped, man. But at any rate.
Pulled pork shredded. He-Man style.
Listen, it's but at any rate, this apparent. I think I'm intermittent fasting. I'm calling it that so it sounds vogue and chic.
Right. Then all you need is to start a vlog, and then and with some dope animation and stuff in it. But hey, let me get down to a nitty gritty type situation. Not that I'm looking to trigger you to go off, but just want to get your opinion on something. How do you tell somebody or explain to someone entrenched in a bad idea and a bad thought process that they're wrong in a way to convince them to come back to the light?
Well, okay, so number one, if they're entrenched, you're not going to convince them.
Right, but man, you have to.
Well, but you're not going to.
Right.
There's an ancient proverb that said, if someone won't take good advice, let adversity teach them.
That's interesting.
Now, I used to want to save everybody, and I used to want to talk everybody off the ledge, and I used to want to, and I still give the old man fatherly advice, but you said the word entrenched, right?
Right. I mean, dug in, entrenched,
then you got to let it do what it do, brother, because like, I know this lady, she's decent, and you know her, and I'll spare her name. She's like, I think I'm gonna get a dog. I'm like, oh God, don't get a dog. You don't get a dog.
Right.
It's gonna handcuff you.
Right.
And you're not gonna be able to go live the freewheeling lifestyle. Her kid's gone, and
right.
older. You got older kids, and the kid don't want to be mommied, and ain't letting you sit there and read to them.
Right.
No, if you want to live a free lifestyle, don't get a dog. No.
Right.
No. Well, okay. So we got a dog. Not only did we get a dog, we got a dog who's got things. And then every conversation.
Oh no! You don't get a needy pet. Did this person get a needy pet?
Well, but also it was an expensive needy pet, which is a whole. Well, first of all, there's no such thing as a free dog.
Right. No such thing.
And
for those taking notes, that's what you call a gem. There's no such thing as a free dog. Trust me. If you care about pets, as soon as you get an animal, you have to include them in your monthly budget. Period.
Oh, it is. Listen, get me started on the pet stuff. Okay, today's a good day to get me started on the pet stuff.
That's next.
But she was entrenched on the idea, and now, and I just go, I tried to tell you.
Right.
And all you can do is let. So, are you familiar with the artist Chris Stapleton?
Yeah, I heard that name.
He's a country music singer. He sings a line that said, there's no need to ask Jesus why. Something we're not meant to know the answers. There's no need to ask Jesus why. Some things belong to the by and by.
Okay.
And
that's a pretty good line.
It really, and he's a good singer. You got to really listen to his lyrically. He's as good as anybody out today. But I take that. There's a lot of things that just need to go to the by and by. It's just, especially those of us that once we get a certain age. Now, let's take a 21-year-old, right? They're entrenched in, I'm going to get a face tattoo.
Right.
And you're like, hey, buddy, I don't think that's a good idea. Well, I'm going to get it because whatever, right? Because I'm Post Malone, whatever.
Right. Because
or I'm going to get
my best friend got 10 years, and I have to get it to represent for him.
Right. Oh, God, yes. For God's. And I want it to keep me focused so I'll stay employed.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
Man, sometimes, I mean, we do want to protect these people, and we do want to yell, we do want to guide people and say, hey, the floor is lava, the floor is lava. But sometimes you got to let people burn their feet off.
Well,
I mean, and I know that's hard, but listen, does anybody want your advice? No, nobody wants your advice.
Right.
And nobody wants to, and if I'm entrenched on an idea,
I'll give you an example. Okay.
Right.
Like, so here's the thing. So I'm like, hey man, over the years, man, we constantly pick up weight. Now, and we don't gain 20 pounds in a year. We do something like maybe every year we're up 8 pounds, and we're like average. 8. So, yeah. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. We should diet and exercise differently every year because our bodies change from year to year. So what worked for you when you were 26 may not work for you when you're 46, right? And sometimes our financial standing helps contributes to it too. It's like when we were 26, splitting a pack of ramen noodles with your girlfriend, helps you get by. And now at 46, it's one of those deals where you're like, what time's the Mexican restaurant close?
We ate so much tuna helper. And it wasn't even tuna helper. It wasn't even like name brand tuna helper. It was Bull Jive IGA helper. Because they were
and probably in a white box and black font to save money.
Because they were like 10 for $1 at Quimby IGA. I still won't eat tuna helper today.
Right.
No, all of it's different. All of it's different. And the formula for weight loss is simple.
Right.
It's the execution.
Right.
The formula doesn't change. If you want big muscles, you lift big weights.
Right.
If you want to lose weight or fat, that's not done in the gym. That's done in the kitchen.
I'm here to tell you it's not done in either. I'm in a situation where, and I'm going to get back to the nutrition part, still using that example, but since you brought up the dieting part, I believe that we may be predestined to look a certain way. And if you don't have money to do surgeries or something to fix yourself,
we are
predestined to look a certain way.
The rule of thumb is how you look when you graduate high school is largely how you're supposed to look. That's the rule of thumb.
Right.
Now, but the thing is, it's prosperity, right? It's prosperity. It's your boy Corbett told me, he goes, when you get all these kids, you have to, he goes, I don't even order food for myself at restaurants.
Shout out to Corbett, by the way. Corbett is definitely in that ranking.
And he was like, but you got to be content to eat chicken nuggets because you end up finishing the kids' meals. And you do that long enough, you end up putting on, you get that first couple years of marriage.
Right.
You get 20 pounds there. That's also we finally get some money and we can go out to a decent restaurant. And the queso dip's only $3 and
Right.
Blah 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 blah. Now,
Right.
everything changes when you're in a certain age and you're not wall to wall. Like right now, while y'all's kids are grown, theoretically, again, it's theoretically, y'all have more time to stand at the grocery store and read every label and buy, take this, put it in the buggy, take that, move it out, buy whatever it is, whether it's gluten or carbs or whatever it is, you have more time. Now, theoretically, y'all are probably making more than you've made, just theoretically. So now you have the time and the money to make decisions you couldn't have made.
Should have less bills. Those should be lower also.
But do you have the intestinal fortitude to stick it out? Because if you're gonna drop 20, if you know you got to drop 20 pounds, it's 3 months. It's 3 months. If you are going to drop 40, then it's 6 months. If you're going to drop anything over 40, it's probably a year. I mean, that's where I think a lot of it, the formula doesn't change. You got to create a calorie deficit, and you got to burn more than you take in. That's not changing. But do you have a year in you to do it, to where you're like, girl, we finally got rid of all the kids? Well, you know what's funny? I had a buddy tell me one time, once his kids got grown, he's like, it's kind of funny. You finally get the kids grown and they're doing their thing, and now you got time. He goes, and now we don't even smoke weed anymore. Because you're a whole other person as you're hitting a certain age. Do you glean enough joy from dieting and exercise to do it now that it's going to take a year? Or would you just rather say, hey girl, it's pay Friday, let's go live a little bit? And
right.
I mean, it's the prosperity trap, right?
Right. You think so? You think it's just the prosperity part?
Well, I think it's part of it. I also think it also equates into how happily together you are.
Right.
Because although I'm not trying to get no Thanos thing going on me over the next few days, Nicole's got a better than average shot of getting a shot at the title anytime she wants it, right? So if she fell off the wagon and 2 lemon-filled donuts hit her on the way down, she still probably could get, you don't understand. But now, if you get dumped, you'll be the best dieter and exerciser there's ever been. Because now you got to get back in the game, because the old fat dude trying to scam on young women is pitiful.
Right.
I mean, it's pitiful.
Right.
So to me, it's a prosperity trap. I mean, what do you don't think it's got anything to do with prosperity?
No, I think it's part, and I think there's another part too where when you look at your say for instance, when you look at your family, say people that are older than you, you look at their body type and you say, hey man, is that what I'm going to look like? And say,
but you also got to put in their habits too. I mean, the body type. Yeah, you're sick. What are you, 6'5"?
Like 6'4".
Okay, so you're 6'4". So you're going to be tall.
Hey man, 6'5" and then 6'5.5" with shoes on.
There you go. you're sick. I mean, all of that's part of it, but you also got to look at the lifestyle. I mean, we're overweight because we overeat. Like my mom always
Right.
talked about the fat virus or the fat gene. No, no fat virus. Ain't no fat gene.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, that's
It's tough.
that alleviates you and I from any
No.
responsibility of eating like we're supposed to eat. And listen, I'm 60 pounds overweight. Again, Nicole's on her teleconference with her doctor talking about the Rona, and the only thing he could come up with is you're fat, girl. I mean, we're predispositioned to certain things, but being 20, 30 pounds overweight is not a predisposition. It's largely a habitual thing. Our heads get bigger when we get older. Our ears get lower. Our shoulders slump forward and that kind of thing. But like your body look, like everybody doesn't have world-class calves like I have. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a joke, by the way. But
I know the calves thing. I don't have any, so I mean I wouldn't even know.
Right, but so like David and Nicole have always been Calfzilla 1 and Calfzilla 2, but they're also short. You know, so they're predispositioned to be short, but they've always had killer calves. Now, I've got little tiny thin legs and little tiny thin arms. It looks like you took a jumbo marshmallow and shoved 4 blow pops on him. And, but yeah, I mean, I would love to say it's because my mom's fat that I'm fat. But my mom was not fat till she turned 28 or 30.
Okay.
Listen,
Right.
that was a lot of coconut cakes.
Yeah, I can kind of understand where you're coming from. I can understand where you're coming from.
I wish it was as simple as we do get older and we do gain weight. I think it's 5 to 7 pounds a year per adult is what the average is. We do, but that's largely lifestyle. Our jobs, like you're not behind a desk anymore, right? You are largely
intentionally.
You are a floor walker now, right?
Right.
For better,
Right.
So you will, if you do that for another year to 2 years, you're going to see a significant difference in your body makeup.
Right.
Just because your body's going to be shocked into, well, for the last, say, 15 years, 20 years, I've been a cubicle dweller. And so I do whatever. But the cubicle dwelling doesn't burn any calories. Now that you're walking the floor or checking the floor, or even if you're riding in a go-kart or a golf cart around the campus or checking on stuff, you're still not laden to a desk. And so it's going to change.
Right.
You know, if I walked around the warehouse all day, which, by the way, I think that's what gave me the Rona, but whatever. I'm getting me a face shield, though.
Well, good.
But I am really. I'm totally going to get a face shield. But it's. I wish I could get with you on this, but I think it's. I can't buy it at all. I can't buy it at all.
I hear your point, and though I think it's wrong, I can understand where you're coming from. And the reason being is because if you say, for instance, you mentioned gaining about 8 pounds a year is the average, right? That means that happens to a lot more people than we anticipate, right? So, I don't know. I had a sneeze get stuck just now, which is odd. But anyway, so the 8 pounds of weight gain every year means that you can almost guarantee that a year from now you'll be up 8 pounds, which means you're basically predisposed. I mean, that's my take on it. Now your point though, I agree with you. My only thing is though, through years of trying to shed weight, man, I'm at a point where I think no matter what you do, like no matter what some people do, there's just no answer to, getting down to it. And I'm talking about, there was a 15-month stretch where I was the most disciplined eater. The Rock would be like, "Damn, did you see how Uncle Freaky ate for last year?" You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm literally talking about Michael Phelps or no, let me use somebody better. Professional boxers would be like, "Man, did you see how disciplined he ate?" And I mean, super disciplined.
But you lost a whole person.
Yeah, I lost an entire person. But my body got to a point though at about 9 months where it was like it doesn't matter after these next 6 months, no matter how disciplined you are.
Now
you're
that's
not gonna lose another pound.
but that's no matter if you hit the 20-pound plateau or whatever. You've got to change the routine because your body
Right.
gets used. It's just like when you're young, 2 beers gets you buzzed. Then when you get a little older, 4 beers. By the time you get used to it, you got to drink a 6-pack or whatever.
Right.
Which, by the way, that might make us fat too. But I wish I could blame it on drinking. I wish that was.
Everything makes you fat.
Well,
Everything makes you fat nowadays, though.
Yeah, but not everything. But no, how we take everything makes us fat. How many people? But you just proved my point. While you were doing your best dieting, you literally lost a 9th grader or a high schooler. You literally shed a high schooler, right?
Right.
Now let's take that. Let's say you go back to that same. If you go back to that same discipline, and then you now add whatever it was, cardio wise or weightlifting or whatever, you're going to be right back dropping another person. Now, when I was meticulous about what I ate and meticulous about what I did, I weighed less than I weighed in high school. And everybody thought I had AIDS because I had gotten so thin.
Wow.
But now I've gotten over that now.
Oh, no, we didn't think you had. We thought you were smoking crack.
That's
okay, all right.
That's fair. That's fair. But I mean, yeah, it's all of that. But you can't. How many people that you can put your hands on that eat well? No, I'm not talking about I'm talking about legitimately put in a program where they're eating well and exercising like they're supposed to. How many of them don't at least pass the eyeball test?
So I know one person. I mean, one person closely. One of our good friends did that for a while and lost. I think he lost about 40 pounds and gained a bunch of muscle. The thing is, though, is maintaining that wound up being harder than the diet itself. Like once you get to your ideal weight, it's the maintenance for it is a job, and it's not fun. Having like 2 or 3 jobs because you have to be dad, you have to be a brother, you have to be a husband. You have to have some type of employment, and then on top of that, you want to be a disciplined food snob, basically. It's just hard.
No, but it all comes at a price.
Right.
It all comes at a price. No, staying at the destination is always twice as hard as getting to the destination. Always.
Right.
Always. It's because you relax a little bit because you are a dad, you are a brother, you are a husband, you are on vacation, you are.
And you have to maintain all those relationships. You have to.
It's so hard, and then you think this one isn't one, and it doesn't.
Right.
But then you wake up one day, and none of your clothes fit.
Right.
And so all the fat clothes you got rid of.
And you're like, who shrunk my clothes in the dryer? Who shrunk my clothes in the dryer?
You have to go buy those fat clothes. It's a double indignity.
Right. Right.
No, I mean but I can name dudes. Now here's the trick. For a while there, I was in a marathon running group, right?
Right.
We were running miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. I don't know who ate right and who didn't eat right. Fair enough, right? I know I did not eat like I was supposed to, but I was putting in miles and miles and miles and miles. Now, two of us, one being me, another being another guy, I won't mention his name, kind of fell off the wagon a little bit, right? A lot of it. We've fallen off the wagon a lot. Now, the other two guys, in fact, one's running Ironman, a full Ironman,
Okay.
and one still makes me sick. They've never wavered. And how do they look now? Great. And how does me and the other dude?
Probably look great.
How do me and the other dude look?
Hey, probably dad bod.
Not even. Like dad bods are like, dude, seriously. I mean, so it's because you quit doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it just comes down to execution. It's
Well,
just
I mean,
it's as simple as that. So go ahead.
No, I got you. All right, but I want to shift gears just a teeny bit, and the reason being is just wanted to get your opinion on something. So how do you feel about the NBA restarting in Orlando in the COVID prevention bubble scenario that they have going on in Orlando?
Okay, this is going to sound self-serving, okay? Again, if the Lakers win, I think it's the best idea I've ever heard.
Right.
If the Lakers don't win, I think it's irresponsible and they should have Adam Silver's job.
Right. Okay.
So
It's the usual then. Basically, it's Lakers fans.
Yeah, as Lakers fan. I mean,
Right.
do I think you could do it any differently and it be successful? I don't know. I think they seem to have the best plan in place.
Right.
When you text me, I was watching the Cubs and the White Sox play, and I watched a little bit of the Indians and the Pirates last night. The baseball without the fans doesn't. I mean, it's very watchable. I think that the basketball is going to look like a multi-million-dollar AAU game.
Okay.
Now, do I think they should do it? I think the way they're doing it keeps everybody as safe as possible. Now, keep in mind, you were talking to a person who is still in COVID-19 protocol, right?
So,
Right? So I'm giving you now.
right.
Russell Westbrook's got it, right? Among other guys.
Okay.
And if theoretically Russell Westbrook's in better physical shape than I am, which is suspect, right? Then he should fare pretty well. So I don't know that these guys are going to suffer a whole lot with their bodies being in such extremely good condition. Now, your Avery Bradleys
Okay.
and the people that their
Okay.
kids, yeah, I think the NBA's probably done it as responsibly as they could, except for we haven't done it yet. Now, if there's a wide outbreak of COVID cases, then I think they should at least have a pull trigger. And, you know, as much as I love sports, maybe we should just punt this year. I say move all fall sports to the spring and move all spring sports to the fall, because a lot of the fall sports or a lot of the spring sports aren't predicated on you being that close to each other. Like, there's no
I don't
reason
think
baseball.
they take the chance. I don't think they want to take the chance, and the reason being is because these sports don't want to get Wally Pipp in their pecking order of North American or international entertainment. Like for instance, I strongly believe that sports like the NBA really feel that esports are a serious threat to nibble at their market share.
It is.
You're right, and so without them being able to represent how great their product is, it gives esports the opportunity to stop nibbling and maybe take a bite. You know what I mean?
Nah.
And so it's yeah. I know. I'm not saying that they're a serious threat like hockey is to them. But what I'm saying is,
esports
if
is a bigger
they
threat than
take
hockey. But I mean, I think
You
the
think so?
NBA is doing it responsibly.
then
But
Right.
this might be the year where we punt on sports. Maybe we just need to reevaluate everything when we get a vaccine.
that would be the responsible thing to do, in my opinion. The only thing though is you have to have money. We have to have
These
this
people
means
have
to
money.
get a,
These people
no
have
man.
money.
Without them playing, you don't get money from those TV contracts in your market because you don't have games to show up on TV. So without them playing, you
Yeah,
can't.
but
You
they
can't
didn't
get the
just
money.
start getting paid today. I mean, these
Right.
people, these people, I don't want to hear how poor they are. I don't want to hear them poor mouthing about they don't have enough. Listen, they got plenty.
No, that's what they're gonna do though.
Mike Trout's doing fine.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Pat Mahomes is doing fine.
Pat,
LeBron James.
listen, and your
doing fine.
and your boy Dak Prescott's doing fine.
No, he's not doing fine, man. We have to tell him
I don't want to
ESPN
hear.
tomorrow.
I don't want to hear them poor mouthing about any of this. I get it; they got to make money, but also, if
That's just how things work. I mean,
if masks and social distancing really work, then I mean, do you want to watch football with no fans in the stands?
Yeah, because I watch it on TV anyway, so the crowd doesn't impact me at all. But so here's the thing though. So you get sick or hurt at work, and you go home, right? And so your job is saying, "Hey man, can you work from home?" And you're like, "Man, I'm sick or hurt or whatever." They're like, "Yeah,
Right.
but we really need you to do your job while you're at home."
Right.
And so the thought process is not like these dudes are jerks. They're like, "Hey, we still have to maintain a certain level of production even through a pandemic." And it's the same approach that the NBA is taking, in my opinion. When you look at, we still have to furnish a product. You know what I mean?
And I agree with that. And I agree with that.
Only if the Lakers win the championship, though.
First and foremost, only if the Lakers win the championship do I think it was a responsible idea. Otherwise,
Right.
I think it's endangerment, and they should sue Adam Silver.
Yeah, they should flog him in public.
Right. But the overall thing is, do I think we should push it? I do think we should put if everybody feels good about pushing it, push it. But if I don't think we know. I don't think we know because in another year, the stuff I've experienced the last week, and the stuff Nicole's experienced the last week. Nicole said this a day or two ago. This would be blown off as a summer cold or a head cold, and we'd be moved on with our lives.
Right.
But now we're like literally, I can't dig my hand in the bag of fries because I'm gonna give everybody kudos.
Right. Right.
I mean, so I don't know if this thing's as bad as everybody says it is. I don't know.
Well,
And if the better shape, if the better physically shape or fit you are, the less this thing bothers you, then 99% of these people that we're talking about, it's not even gonna do anything for them.
right. Right.
So I don't know, man. I don't know.
So the numbers.
I can live if they don't play
internationally,
sports. I can live if they don't play sports.
Yeah, and so the thing is, just to touch on what you were saying, I know you saw this already, but the numbers nationally and internationally, when you're talking about COVID-19 cases, are growing exponentially, and not at a higher percentage, but the more testing you do, the more cases you find. So it's not like you're testing more and the illness percentage is going up. It's just you test more people, you find out more people are sick. Right. And I don't say that in a sense where it doesn't mean anything, because it does. And I'm not being insensitive to those that have having had it, had loved ones that have it, or unfortunately had people pass away. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that rate of its spreading is probably about the same. Doesn't mean that it's getting worse, but it's just at the same rate or whatever. But at the same time, I think anytime you're talking about you can go out and make somebody else sick, I think you should probably check yourself, because the one thing we don't want to do is make others sick just by being irresponsible. And I mean that saying, if you go out, you're going to be around people that maybe get sick, or you're going to be around older folks, whatever, man, make sure you wear your mask. Wear your mask even if you're not going to be around.
But do you think football players can responsibly play without the threat of getting
with
sick?
A mask on? No.
Are the NBA players going to wear masks?
Think so. No, I don't think so.
So if the mask,
I don't think.
I don't know. I don't know.
I think the NBA is basically saying we're going to have healthy NBA players here and try to keep COVID out, and we're going to play with these healthy players. I think that's what they're betting on.
Yeah.
So what about? So do you think your Lakers will win a championship this year?
Okay. Before the season ended, this particular team was setting historic road win records. All right?
Right.
I mean, historically, they were winning on the road at a greater clip than anybody had done before them, short of your 70-win teams and so forth and so on, right? So if you equate road wins into, well, now where everybody's playing on the road, then theoretically they have the team that this sort of environment won't impact. Because Philadelphia is not nearly as good away from Philadelphia. Milwaukee isn't as good away from there. So do I think? Yes. I think if you remember what happened the weekend before the thing broke, they dusted how many different teams? They went into Philadelphia. They dusted the Sixers, the Bucks, and the Clippers all in the same week.
Right.
Now, I think the Rondo thing is a little overblown. I think the Avery Bradley thing is a little overblown. Man, I was watching Deion Waiters highlights yesterday, let that dude get loose. What happens if that dude gets loose? You don't remember Waiters Island? I mean, Waiters Island?
I remember. I remember him, but he's what you call a basket case. But the cool thing though with basket cases is that you usually need somebody to mentor them at all times. So they brought in J.R. Smith to be his mentor, which was awesome.
Well, but we also have JaVale McGee. We also have JaVale McGee.
Oh yeah, and Dwight Howard, right? And Dwight. And if that don't do it, Rondo can come out instead.
Rondo can help. Now, yeah, I think they have the team. I think it is largely going to be predicated on Anthony Davis's health.
Okay.
Because if all things are equal, let's say Kawhi and LeBron counterbalance each other.
Okay.
All right. What's the answer for Anthony Davis?
I don't think they have an answer for Anthony Davis.
Because LeBron could still, even if he is semi-neutralized on points, which we've never seen him neutralized on points. Is that fair?
Right.
What happens? By the way, who's leading the NBA in assists?
LeBron at 10.6.
Right, and he brought in, again, as crazy as J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters are, they're open jump shooters.
Right.
I mean, so we're going to see if all this works. But if all things are equal, they don't have to be great. If J.R. Smith hits 2 threes and Dion Waiters hits 2 threes,
right.
And what happens if Kyle Kuzma finds?
Wait, and y'all have a Morris twin too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, oh my God, that's a loony house. That's Animal House. Hey, you remember that movie Animal House?
you remember Kevin Bacon standing on there going, "All is well, all is well," as he's getting trampled by the crowd. That's great, folks. All is well.
Oh my God, the Lakers have.
So if they can get through the Clippers, I think if they play the Celtics, they just go big ball and see if they can stop them, right? But
I don't think they can beat the Celtics. I don't think they don't want to see the Celtics. They want to see the Bucks or the Sixers. They don't want to see, because Brad Stevens is probably the best coach in the NBA. Has he had all the talent he needed? Maybe not. I would say the Celtics right now may be the franchise in the best situation going forward. They have a point guard that can get his own. They have 2 excellent young wing players, and they have a vet-savvy wing player that they can rotate. When one guy gets cold, they can just go to another guy, and it's like watching Larry Holmes jab Muhammad Ali to death. Like you know the jab is not going to put somebody away, but they jab and jab and jab and jab, and it's just hard to stop, man. So they don't have a big power puncher. They don't have a guy that can go for 50, but they have like 4 dudes that can go for 20. And it's like, so you would say, hey, 4 dudes that can go for 20, whatever, that's only 80 points. Hey, man, I'm telling you. And then don't let Brad Stevens pull out the whiteboard. So it's one of those deals. Who would I prefer with the whiteboard?
So
Frank Vogel or Brad Stevens?
How much better is Jason Tatum than Kyle Kuzma?
A lot better.
Quantitative.
A lot better. You're talking about like 400% better. Easy.
How many?
400% better than Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is a ball-dominant player that can only get his own if he's dominating the ball. And now he's not dominating the ball because you have LeBron James there. And so
Well,
now
I
you're like,
hadn't- I hadn't gotten to LeBron James. So we'll give Jason Tatum a slight edge, right?
yeah, like 400%, maybe 500%. Like they're not even in the same gym.
It's 6
The
points.
only,
a game.
the only thing they
it's-
have in common is being light skinned black dudes. That's the only thing they have. In
It's
common.
it's like six. It's like seriously 6 points a game. But whatever.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, but you're talking about one dude scoring 13 points, and he is not on the defensive stoppers radar. You know what I'm saying? He gets his points in the flow of the game. Jason Tatum is
He
going to be
was a
guarded by
20-point
other teams.
Okay. At any rate, all right. So
So you're going to compare Jaylen Brown and LeBron?
no, I'm gonna let you do that. I'm gonna go through the roster. Who have they got in the middle? And I understand. I don't think JaVale McGee is that big of a deal, but he's not a good player. Who are they? Who have they got? They're gonna keep him from getting to the rim, huh?
Nobody. Nobody. So the thing is with JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard is that their impact is going to be felt on the defensive end.
Right.
So both of them, I would consider both of them B plus A level defenders at their
Well,
position.
but also
And
they're
Enes
good.
Kanter is
They're
a
good.
F minus.
They're good at rim running.
Right.
And if only the Lakers had a setup guy, who could get those dudes open looks at the basket on their
Right.
way to the basket. If only they had a guy who could penetrate and had good vision.
If only they had an all-time great.
Right. Now,
If only.
how much better is Jaylen Brown than KCP?
Oh, are you serious? I forgot he was in the league. KCP? Man,
Come on.
I think, man, that's not even. Would you trade KCP for Jaylen Brown?
I'm saying how much
Yeah,
better do
you
you say?
would. Yeah, you
I'm
would.
saying, yeah. I mean, I'm saying how much better do you call it? 6
I would.
points a game?
No, I would say at least 3 times better than that dude. Because KCP,
Three
because
times
KCP,
better? 3 times?
Yes.
So you're
KCP
talking.
is okay. So KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, is an undersized wing player, right? That when he gets now I'm not saying he's not smart, because when it comes to intellect now, he has a high basketball IQ, right? But when it comes
I'm just
to
saying, how many
if you're
points
just
per
looking at
game?
who the player is,
Okay, so how many points per game do you give? So the Tatum, Brown, Kemba Walker.
Hayward, Gordon Hayward. Don't forget Gordon Hayward.
Okay. So those
The
four.
KCP comparison wasn't fair. You should have compared KCP to Marcus Smart. That's what we should have done.
No.
Yes.
Marcus Smart's not even close. Okay.
Oh my. Homer.
Okay.
Homer. Where's Marge? Where's Marge and Bart? And
Listen. What's my man's name? You made me forget his name. The kid that played at Texas A&M. The white kid. Why can't I think of his name now?
Caruso. White Mamba.
Caruso's better than Marcus Smart.
Caruso.
Yeah. Caruso's better than Marcus Smart.
Get out of here, Homer.
Okay.
Are you serious? Or did you just
Okay.
put Bart on punishment?
Okay. KCP, right?
Right.
Kuzma, Caruso, and give me one other guy. Give me the kid Cook. I'm not sure about Cook.
Man, Quinn Cook, are you serious?
How about Jared Dudley? I'm going to throw Jared Dudley because I don't think he's that much worse than Marcus Smart. But at any rate, you're
So
going
what
to
does Jared Dudley do? Take away.
Okay, those 4 are 25 points less per game than your Celtics 4 that you gave me. Would you say that's about right?
Man, I think you hate the Celtics more than I do.
So
you didn't say it, but I have the feeling that you hate the Celtics more than I do.
Oh, I do. But
You
listen,
don't give them-
so are my numbers right? So that's about 8 points a player. So that gives you a 30-point differential, right?
yeah, let's go with it. Let's go with it. Why not?
Now, I haven't mentioned 2 other players on the Lakers.
Right.
So where's the balance for that for the Celtics?
So okay. So you're saying Anthony Davis and LeBron James can carry that group of names that you just mentioned to a victory in a 7-game series against the Celtics, is what you're saying. You're confident in that.
I'm saying you're being generous, giving it 7 games.
Okay, all right. Oh, so you say that like maybe a gentleman's suite, maybe 4-1, the gentleman's suite, like let them have one so it won't be so embarrassing. Is what you're saying?
Okay, I'll give them one so it won't be embarrassing.
The gentleman's suite. Oh my gosh, are you serious? I can't believe it. I'm shocked.
But you're saying the Celtics have a defensive answer for either one of them.
Hey man, Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown are legit defensively. Jason Tatum also. They're legit. Marcus Smart is probably the best of the 3 defensively, but Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are not bad, man. And Gordon Hayward is an excellent team defender. You can't put him on an island, but he'll call out plays and put people in position. Bruh, okay.
You could put him. You could put him on Waiters Island and find out.
Well, okay. All
okay, right now, you would take Gordon Hayward over Dion Waiters.
Yes! Is that even a question? Come on, that's a question you ask somebody that doesn't know basketball.
Crazy.
You know what? So here's the scenario. The reason why I picked the Celtics, right? So you have this scenario where you have the Raptors, Bucks, Celtics, and I forget who the 4th, whoever the 3 or 4 seed is in the East, whoever. So you have this scenario where you basically have 2 or 3 car crashes in the East, right? So if the Bucks get knocked off, no other coach is going to outcoach Brad Stevens. And I say including the Bucks. I mean, I'm saying not including the Bucks because the Bucks have Giannis, and there are not too many players. No team has a Giannis type player. I mean, LeBron used to be that guy where he's the biggest guy at his position and the most skillful and the most athletic and one of the highest IQs all in one player. LeBron used to be that guy. Say
we don't know that Giannis's IQ, his basketball IQ, is that high.
Oh, really?
We don't know that. There's nothing that says that.
Right. How about his team being the number 1 seed in the East?
Oh, come on.
How about his PER being the highest of anybody in the NBA?
When's the last time he hit a jump shot? Ever.
Oh, well, he has a 3 now. The secret weapon. He's got a 3 now. When did LeBron have one? LeBron didn't develop one. So Giannis is what, 25?
But I'm not talking about. I'm just saying.
LeBron didn't develop one.
He's one-dimensional.
But that one dimension, though, one dimension is something.
Yeah, but Rondo's got a high basketball. Rondo's got a high basketball IQ.
But Rondo may be top 5 IQ in the league. I'll give you that.
2.
He may be. I don't want to discredit him just by furthering the Celtics point because the dude has a high IQ, bad attitude, but high IQ, right? But
listen, I'm not gonna.
But the thing about the Lakers though is this: they have a harder road. The NBA is setting them up in a trap right now. They want the Pelicans to be that 8th seed. And if the Pelicans get there, now you're talking about 2 freak athletes. Like, hey, do they have a LeBron? Hey, do they have an Anthony Davis? Well,
First
the
of all,
Pelicans
first
have
of all,
a
the
new
Pelicans haven't made
generation.
first
I
of all,
know this.
the Pelicans haven't made it.
Right. I know they're 3 games back with 8 to go.
First of all, if the players on the Pelicans were any good, they'd still be Lakers.
What? What? So you don't regret trading Brandon Ingram instead of Kyle Kuzma?
No, I would love to have redone that, and I think the Pelicans would love to swap that back too.
No. Man.
To my
Ingram is
point,
legit. Ingram averaged 6 times a game.
But he and Zion don't complement each other.
Well, but we don't know. They only played 18 games together.
But we saw it. You think they're magically going to develop a chemistry now? No.
Well, look at the Lakers at the beginning of the season. Look at the Lakers at the beginning of the season. They didn't come firing out the gate now. They got hot around late November, December is when they
Out of the gate. That's right out of the gate.
Man, that's
They
like
got the best
20-something
chemistry.
games
They got
in.
the best chemistry in the league. I mean, come on, you can't deny that.
No, I
But
would
at
say
any
the
rate,
Celtics,
yes,
man.
they
The
all
Celtics
they
it.
do have a harder road, but I mean, you cannot deny they have talent.
Man, bro, the Lakers? No,
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not saying that they don't have talent. What I'm saying is the reason why I introduced the Celtics into the argument is to let you know that the Lakers don't have a cakewalk to the championship. They
I
don't.
didn't say they had a cakewalk.
I'm not saying that either. What I'm saying is because where we started is if the Lakers win a championship, it was a great idea to go to Orlando. If they lose, it's the worst idea we ever heard.
And I'll stand by that.
Right. And so that's fact. That's on record. What I'm saying is there'll be challenges on the way. Like for instance, the best thing that could happen to or for the Lakers is for the Clippers to lose to somebody else before they get to the Lakers.
I agree, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I mean, I don't know. Guys are not showing up to play. I mean, it's just we're just in a weird time, man. But if the Pelicans make these playoffs as that 8th seed, somebody's gonna be in trouble, man. Because when LeBron steps on the floor, he is not gonna be the transcendent generational talent that's on the floor. It'll be Zion. You know what I mean? And we used to think about that. We used to think that about LeBron. Say, wow.
So who does the Pelicans have that they're going to put on LeBron?
That is interesting. I would say they would probably rotate between a Drew Holiday and a Brandon Ingram. Drew Holiday and Drew Holiday, by the way, is an elite perimeter defender. Now LeBron gets him in the post, that's something else. But LeBron doesn't like playing in the post. He just doesn't. He just he'll let Anthony Davis have it.
I hadn't even gotten there yet. Hadn't even gone there. Who they gonna? You don't think dude's got something to prove?
Oh, which guy? Zion?
No.
Definitely.
Zion don't have nothing to prove. He
Yes.
better prove that his daddy didn't take $400,000.
If he did,
I forgot your Duke love is shining through with your Jason Tatum, Tatum, jock sniffing. Doesn't your boy
Quinn Cook?
Grayson Allen play for the Jazz?
I don't know. Maybe.
You don't want to
Maybe,
go ahead
but-
and start sniffing on them too? I forgot. Oh yeah, and JJ Redick and Brandon Ingram play for the Pelicans. I forgot.
Yeah.
Your Duke jock sniffing.
But listen,
I forgot.
Don't hate on the number one program in America. Duke is the number one program in America.
When's the last transcendent? Give me the last 5 transcendent NBA players from Duke. Kyrie.
Yeah, Kyrie.
Maybe Zion.
Yeah.
And
Would you include Grant Hill?
Grant Hill
Yes.
from 57 years ago?
No, man. It's only been 47 years ago.
Well, if you're going to only go back 47, yeah.
Well, I mean, North Carolina claims Jordan still. I mean, and they should. But anyways, the thing with the Pelicans and the Lakers, man, is everybody. I think if the Lakers would be if the Lakers face off with a Portland, a Memphis, something like that, it'd be
Portland is more dangerous than the Pelicans are.
Really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Zion's got 18 games under his belt. We don't know what that's going to equate into.
But we do know the Lakers have above average wing defenders that can rotate onto Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. And if CJ scores 20 and Dame scores 20, that's 40 points.
Yeah, but you got
Carmelo.
We have yet to see Zion time. We have yet to see Brandon Ingram. And listen, if we had seen Brandon Ingram time or Lonzo Ball time or Josh Hart time, it'd still be at showtime.
No, y'all wanted Anthony Davis. Y'all wanted Anthony Davis.
Well,
Anthony Davis. The secret rumor is Anthony Davis wanted to go to New York, but the Lakers offered.
Dame time is bona fide.
Right.
That's legit. There's nothing on. JJ Redick is the only thing legit that you can bank on the Pelicans.
No. Are you serious? Yeah. Brandon Ingram still averages 25 points a game.
He don't average no 25 points a game.
Look him up. Okay. All right. I'm going to screenshot it and send it to you.
Once Zion got there, Brandon Ingram was walking around like a little skinny kid, mad because somebody took his shots. No,
man. They play at a faster pace than that. They were always shot.
No, I'm telling you. He's a bad fit for them. He's a bad fit for what they're trying to do with him. Now, I do think Zoe is the perfect point guard for Zion. I don't think he could have got a better point guard.
Can you see that?
I can't see that. I don't care.
24.3. 8.3, 4.3, Brandon Ingram. But anyway, at any rate, I understand your point. But my counter to that is the Pelicans are not just a layover, just a speed bump to the Lakers crowning.
Well, first of all, Memphis is the 8th seed.
Right.
So Ja Morant's just as good as anybody you've named off of the Pelicans.
Yeah, maybe.
If not better than most of them.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say he's better than Zion or Brandon Ingram, but he's definitely great. He's definitely great, and in 6 years he'll be a Laker.
Yeah, 4.5.
Yeah, well, whatever. However you want to say it. It's just like the Yankees, man. It's just like the Yankees. The Lakers are the Yankees of basketball when it comes to acquiring free agents.
Today, and Shaq, because I think today's the day Shaq signed his contract with the Lakers that first time.
Okay.
And he was hugging Kobe, Nick Van Exel, and Eddie Jones. And I was like, holy crap. Wouldn't that team be fun today?
Yeah.
In today's NBA, Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, and Kobe.
Yeah, man.
Holy smoke, dude. Holy smoke.
Yeah.
Man, you could have Brian Grant. Lamar Odom as your center.
Nowadays, yes.
That would be something special right there, buddy.
Right.
God, that's good.
So YouTube played a replay game. I think I was in the bathroom, or I may have gone somewhere and YouTube was playing. Come back in the room, and the first thing I see is Sadell 3 getting dunked on. It was like the oddest, most random event. I think I was watching my homeboy show. So I'm watching nothing but Knicks. Like my homeboy Sam Russell His show was off the chain for anybody that likes Knicks basketball and just basketball talk in general. But it's a great show on YouTube. They usually have a lot of people interacting, maybe 400 or 500 people at a time, chopping it up. But anyway, so I was watching that. I step away and I come back, and I'm watching Sedale Threatt get dunked on. And it makes me realize that I may have been alive to see that. Not only may have been, I may have been like old and I may have been a teenager. I may have been 20. Do you remember Sedale Threatt?
He replaced Magic.
Yeah, you remember him for the Lakers, number 3?
Yeah, he replaced Magic when Magic went out.
Yeah, and the guy that took out the ball for the Lakers, number 19, Tony Campbell.
Oh,
I remember.
I remember Eldon Campbell too.
Eldon. And so it made me.
Hey, don't laugh. Eldon Campbell's probably on Clemson's Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Him, Sharon Wright, and the 2 Grant brothers.
Yeah, and oh my God, somebody from Trevor Booker. Trevor Booker played at Clemson. The undersized power forward dude. He's probably still on somebody's team, just making a living.
Well, that's cool. More power to him. Now, back when I said that J.J. Redick was, I'm not saying he's a better player than Brandon Ingram. I want to qualify that. I'm saying he's the only proven commodity.
Right. J.J. Redick has made the playoffs every year he's been in the NBA.
We don't know how any of these dudes are going to react to any of this.
Right.
Now, the fact that there's no travel involved bodes well for the Lakers.
All the veterans, right? Veteran squad.
It bodes well. Now, we're going to see if Kawhi's "I only play once every 9 days" is going to work. We'll see.
Board man gets paid.
We'll see. We'll see if Montrezl Harrell's really as good as they say he is.
Well, hey, let me ask you this. What's more impressive, LeBron's championship in Cleveland or Kawhi's championship in Toronto?
Anybody's championship in Cleveland. Because the Blue Jays had won 2 championships in the last 50 years, and no Cleveland team has.
Right.
And LeBron being from Cleveland, it means more.
Right.
Are you telling me?
Was it more impressive though? As well? Because meaning more is one thing, but impressive is.
Kawhi beat a team with no starters.
Yeah, well, they had starters when the series started, though.
No, they didn't.
They had Steph Curry, Clay, and Draymond. They were there.
Clay only lasted 2 games, right?
No, Clay lasted 5 games and towards ACL in the same game that Kevin Durant tore his Achilles.
Okay, so see.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
But we were talking about 6 games in though.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know if it was as impressive. I mean, I'm not. If you're looking for me to compliment Kawhi, you should move to the next segment.
Well, the reason why I bring that up is so Kawhi basically played with Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, Norm Powell, Cal Lowry, OG Anunoby, Marc Gasol, Serge Ibaka, and somebody, Rondae Hollis-Jefferson, I believe. And so when I hear those names, the only name that sticks out to me really, or 2, are Marc Gasol and Kyle Lowry. But in Cleveland, LeBron had Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, J.R. Smith. And so while both defeated Golden State, I just find that Kawhi's championship to be more impressive. Though I agree with you, the one in Cleveland is probably more meaningful, depending on who you talk to. Because,
I mean, at any rate, Who cares? Who
Yeah,
cares?
well, because it's not the Lakers, right? If it's not the Lakers, man.
I mean, I can't deny that. I can't disagree with that.
Are you? So the Lakers, are they the greatest franchise in sports?
Probably the Yankees.
How so?
Well, I mean, it depends on how you draw up your. It depends on how you draw it up. Do you want to count all the championships from the 20s, the 30s, and the 40s? I mean, do you want to count all that?
Yeah. No, not really. And it's the reason why
I
I
mean,
didn't add the
I don't
Celtics.
know. I think you would have to put the Lakers franchise as one of the landmark franchises in all the sports.
Right.
But I think the Yankees would have something to say about that. I think the Celtics think they have something to say about that.
But the Lakers have, I think the Lakers right now as it stands, I think they have like 5 of the top 10 all-time scorers in NBA history, which is odd. So there's a Kobe Bryant, there's a Kobe Bryant, Jerry West, Karl Malone.
Technically, Karl Malone was a Laker for a little bit.
Right. So he was a Laker when he retired. Yeah. So you're talking about Kareem, Wilt, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Jerry West.
Yeah, LeBron. I mean, it's whatever, right?
Right.
But I mean, I don't know. Manchester United probably thinks they are. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys for sure think they are.
Well, that's a character flaw.
But you understand? I mean, sure.
Right.
I think they're a landmark franchise, but I mean,
Notre Dame football used to think that they were.
they don't even have a lake in LA, so.
Right. They have a dry riverbed. The LA River is.
But it doesn't have the same panache to it, right?
Right.
The dried riverbed, but I mean, that's for somebody else to worry about.
No, man. Did you hear that I mentioned like 5 or 6 of the greatest scorers in the history of the game played for one franchise?
The biggest thing that I'm worried about right now is Achilles tendon injuries.
Why would you worry about that? So random. Why would you even worry about that?
Because
are you talking about personally or on basketball?
Not me. No, not me. Okay. No, I'm not doing enough to tear my Achilles.
Okay.
Which, by the way, tearing my Achilles led to the downward spiral of me gaining 40 pounds, but that's a story for another day. But the restart after the veterans, your Dwight Howards and your LeBron James and those guys that have all those miles on them, it's a distinct possibility.
Right.
Now, I wish they could have talked Dwayne Wade into coming back for this run here. Just that 6-week run, he'd have been nice to have off the bench, but whatever.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I can understand where you guys are coming from. With this loading up for LeBron, you have to, because even though you feel like Anthony Davis is 95% coming back, there's still a chance when free agency.
Well, but it's not just that.
Right.
So, how long has it been since Cleveland has won a championship in any sport other than that? Right before the Eagles,
Jim Brown, maybe.
Right. It did. I don't even know if they won a Super. They didn't play in the Super Bowl then.
Right.
Just go through whatever city or whatever team you want that there's been a drought, right? Like a drought. You have to get that title if it's there to be gotten, regardless of it's LeBron's window closing, or we'll go back to your Toronto.
Right.
Whatever happened or didn't happen, Toronto's like, screw it, we got a title.
Right.
So if we never do anything else, we do have a title. And it
Right.
did work because we maximized the window. We took what we needed today. Now, tomorrow we may not ever get another one, but the Dolphins have never had a title since the early 70s, right? I mean, you're talking about you're talking about generation. The Cleveland Indians. It's been 30 years since the Redskins won a title. So whatever you have to do to be all in to win a title, you have to. You look like you're muted.
Quarterback.
Say that again.
So your Oakland Raiders know that they're one quarterback away from winning a championship, but they won't go get a quarterback.
I think Derek Carr is good enough.
To do what?
I don't know. The problem is you're in a division that's got the face of the NFL.
Right.
You're in a division that the Chargers may have more talent than any of the teams around them. They just got to hope Tyrod Taylor can keep it warm for that kid from Oregon.
Herbert.
And you got a Broncos team that legitimately is going to look at a wild card.
Right.
So it's if the Raiders were in the AFC East, they'd be front runners.
No, man. The Raiders are. Hey, man. So let me ask you this: do you remember the girl in high school that was on a scale of 1 to 10 was a 6 in kindergarten, and she was a 6 when she graduated? She went to college and came back home, and was still a 6.
Sure.
But she felt like she had the potential to be a 10. And then when you saw her in Walmart last week, like 40 years after all that stuff, she was still a 6.
I was gonna say she's a 4.5.
That is the Oakland Raiders, man. The Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, but she's only a 6 because she rode to school with 2 8s.
Well, you mean it's significant that she's a 6 because she rode with 2 8s? Right, I got you. And so I know that sounded so.
Because in fourth period shop class, she's a damn near 9.
Right. So you're saying it's perspective.
It's perspective. I mean, what's the old country song? At 2 when I met her, she was a 10. And then at 10 when we woke up, she was a 2. I mean, isn't that the perspective?
Yeah,
I would bet the Oakland Raiders are as good as the Atlanta Falcons. They could probably contest for the NFC East. They're probably as good as the Green Bay Packers.
No. Man, Green Bay was 13-3 last year. So you're saying that the Oakland Raiders could be 13-3. The Green Bay Packers have a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback.
I don't like Aaron Rodgers. Can I say that?
He and Danica broke up, man. That's sad.
I don't care. I don't like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'm not a big Packers fan either, but you know. So why do we even invest in celebrity athletes' personality anyway? So why are we fascinated or infatuated with them?
Well, it's stargazing or star effing, whatever. We have an affinity for stars.
Right.
And somehow or another, the social media it gives us connection to them, so that maybe we're famous and we think we're special and all.
Right.
But
so what's the deal with being special? Let me ask you that. Do you tell your people that they're special?
What people?
Kids, family members, whatever.
Oh, I tell my kids that they should never look at a situation and feel like they're overmatched.
Right.
Even if they are overmatched.
Right.
I tell them they should look at the guy across the line from them and say, I'm about to blow this fool up.
Right.
No, I mean, I want them to have some of my overconfidence.
Right. So you think you're overconfident? It's okay. So three people in like a 2-month stretch told me that I was overconfident, damn near arrogant. Me.
Well, I mean, I've heard that my whole life, so I mean, that's nothing new.
What is that though? What is that to tell somebody? And how do you get to that point? How do you get to be overconfident?
I'm
I think
looking
I
back,
think it's a myth. I think it's crazy. I think it's other people's insecurities.
and that doesn't sound overconfident at all. You know, that doesn't validate it.
Right.
I mean, what do you want me to say? Most every job I've ever gotten has been on shucking and jiving and overconfidence. I mean, I'm not one to be able to cast stones at it, but I can see where they say that, because I think you and I share that same thing.
But I just don't have that feeling of
But
being.
I want my boys to never look at a situation and feel as if they don't belong, in terms of I'm outmatched or I'm outgunned or this is too big of an arena for me,
Right.
or this girl is out of my league, or any of that. I want them to be able to, even if she is out of their league.
Right.
I mean, take the shot.
Well, the reason why
But you talked about being organic. You can't make somebody have that though.
really.
Everybody ain't ready for that. Everybody ain't equipped. I mean, how many times have we said it? Just because you drive a black Trans Am, it don't make you the bandit, bro.
Right. No doubt.
I mean, go ahead.
So I believe I believe people say that when they have this issue of low self-esteem or lack of confidence in general, that when somebody comes into a room that is not like that, they feel as if, this person.
That's part of it. People sometimes shudder in the face of something, right?
Right. I'll give you an example. So a place I used to work, I used to work in a call center, right?
Okay.
I used to work in a call center or whatever, helping people with whatever. And I ain't gonna mention their name because, they're not paying me for sponsorship. And so it's whatever. So I answered the phone, like the little tone in my ear, boop, thank you for calling such and such. This is Ken, how can I help you? And so people that hear me speak to the customers are like, man, you talk to everybody like you know them. Why are you on the phone? You don't know these people. Just have what they stuff and get off the phone. And so the thing is like, I can't help that part. Can I have the conversation be shorter? Maybe, yes. But am I, should I sound less confident on the phone? No. I mean, I don't know if I'm just going to do that just for the sake of helping this business or whatever. Because at the end of the day, I'm still going to have, this confidence in myself and want to stick to these integral parts, these individual integral parts that make up who I am as a person. I'm just going to stick to that, because if I get outside of that, is when I feel uncomfortable and unconfident.
Well, but you also have to be able to navigate and operate in your own space.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried to tone mine down over the years,
right?
Because I know mine comes on too strong sometimes, and I know I overwhelm.
Depends on the, I've never felt that.
Well,
I'm the opposite. I feel like more Teddy is good, but
it's not. Trust me, it's not. Less is better. But
that ain't true.
But at the same time, it got me the girl that I got.
Right.
It's gotten me just about every job I've ever got, every promotion. It has sent me to some really cool places.
Right.
And was going to say.
How is that a bad thing, though? How is that a bad thing?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So at the end of it, I got to ride with overconfident Teddy.
Right. Right.
I wish that my boys I could take some of the Teddy dust and give it to them and help them along the way. But we'll see if that happens or not. Now, I don't want them flossing on somebody like,
Right.
hitting them with one of these.
Right.
But I want them to feel as if I take this shot,
Okay.
I'm going to make it. And if I miss it, don't worry. I'll take the next one.
All right. So okay. So the thing with the kids is this, man. It doesn't happen overnight. They have to go through some stuff, and then there's going to be a switch that flips, and then they're going to just be who that person is, and it's going to find out it's going to help them be successful in a certain level of things, and then it may carry over to other stuff. But let me tell you this story real quick, right? So I'm a ninth grader, and I'm playing basketball for this school, right? So I'm about 6'1.5", and so all my coaches up to that point wanted me to play the 5, right? And I told them I wouldn't do it. I told them I wouldn't. I'm not doing it. I really wanted to play point guard, but my handles wasn't good. I could pass, but my handles wasn't good. So I worked all summer.
I don't think you've ever passed, have you?
Well, I mean, there's tape out there somewhere. But anyway,
okay, sure.
So I work on my handles all summer. Dribble tennis balls everywhere I go. Work on my handles. By the time basketball season starts, my handles are adequate, but not good, right?
Right.
So coaches, in high school back then, teams used to trap and, play zone to death.
Right.
So which that benefited me because I can pass. I get in a certain spot, I can see a trap coming or a zone, man coming my way, I can hit open guys. Right. So anyway, coach starts me at the 2, right? And you talking about something that made my day. Because there was this guy, and no lie, hand to the man, there was this guy that just got drafted from UCLA. He went to Indiana, right? I had the body shape just like I was. The coach had me listed as 6'2". I was actually like 6 foot, maybe 3/8, whatever, and about 118. So I'm like 6 foot 118, right? Maybe 118. I'm talking about fully dressed. I'm talking about fully dressed 118 with my warm ups on, right? So
what shoes were you playing in?
Diodoras.
Oh,
so for those that don't remember, they were at the time back then. They were a very expensive shoe. But anyway, so
I had Diodora soccer shoes, by the way.
I see. So anyway, I'm not really doing well on this team. I'm the guy that was hustling, diving for loose balls, taking charges, making fundamental plays and stuff. So my coach kept playing me. I would score like 6 points a game, and mostly either wide up layup or free throws, but never create my own shot. Right. So anyway, we're playing against this school, and they have this dude that's like 6'9", but he was soft as oh my gosh, he was soft. But so his name is I think it's Pat Sullivan. I think is the name of the kid, man. He wound up going to the University of North Carolina and wound up playing it, whatever. So anyway, we are losing like in high school. We're losing like 40-17. So if a team scores 4 back then, if a team scored 40, they were dusting the floor with you. So anyway, so we lose like 40-17, and I stop for a loose ball and get it, and I turn around, and the only person I see is Kenny Washington. So I'm like, holy crap, we only played 5 ourselves. So I take off with the ball, man, and it looks like I'm going to do a layup, but I toss it off the backboard, right? And Kenny Washington catches this thing and jams it with 2 hands and screams to the top of his lungs, ah! Hey, shout out to Kenny Washington, by the way. I'm gonna try to get Kenny on the show to co-sign the story. So anyway, because he was like 6'6" in the ninth grade, but he couldn't walk and chew bubble gum at the same time with the ball. But he was the best athlete maybe in the school as a ninth grader. I mean, I'm talking about including everybody, the best athlete across all sports, all grades, all ages, right? But he couldn't dribble the ball. So we're in Bayonne's gym. I throw it off the glass, and Kenny catches it and yams it, right, and screams to the top of his lungs. And the referee blows the whistle and runs up to me and checks me up. And I'm like, what? And back then, kids could curse. Nowadays, kids can't hardly curse nowhere. So I'm like, what the F did I do? And he's like, and so my coach comes and drags me by my jersey and slings me on the bench. Right? And Kenny is looking all scared, and the coach runs up to him and drags him and slings him on the bench, right? And so we sit on the bench for the rest of the game. The team beat us like 65 to like 25 or something, right? So after the game, the coach comes in, right? I don't know if the dude's still alive. I ain't gonna say his name, whatever. But coach comes in, he cusses us out up one side of the wall, and then so he's in there smoking a cigarette, light a cigarette, start cussing, just cussing. Puts out a cigarette, lights another one, cussing. And so he looked at it and he's like, if y'all ever, and after all of this, after he cussed us out, called us all kind of every name under the sun, and if you ever do that in the game, I'll make sure you never play. And I'm like, okay, all right, whatever, man, I got an assist. He made a basket, you know what I'm saying? And so we get back to school, right? This happens like on a Tuesday night. So maybe by Thursday, the story is steamrolling. Like the event is taking on a mind of its own. It's like Kenny Washington blocks this dude's shot, and I grab the ball and throw it between my legs behind my back off the glass, and he jumps from the free throw line and catches it with one hand. So the story morphs, right? So start the next game. We play another game like the next Monday. We don't start, right? But all the girls are like, hey, Uncle Freezy. and Kenny is next to me. And Kenny is awkward, right? Because, as a 6'6" ninth grader,
right?
You know what I'm saying? It's like an awkward, because both of us are tall. So I was gangly, and I was 6 foot. So I was gangly, like, every pair of pants I bought fit in the waist, but they were too high water. They were high water. You know what I'm saying? Or if they were,
you look like every young little white girl on TikTok playing it. Try it.
And so Kenny was the same because his parents had passed away. Both of them passed. I think they were like in a car together and were in a car accident or something like that. I can't remember, but his grandmother was raising him, so he was from the place that we were playing. But since he had high academics, he went to the school that I went to, right? Okay. So they didn't have money. So Kenny had to wear all his grandfather's clothes to school. Because his grandfather was 6'6". You know what I'm saying? So you got this dude with no clothes.
I'm sure he appreciates you telling all this.
Hey man, hey Kenny, okay. The dude is a funny dude. I'm gonna see if I can get him to come on so you can tell you. But anyway, he used to wear his grandfather's stuff to school because he didn't have any money, and my family didn't have any money either. And so the basketball team is how we got our swag. You know what I'm saying? Like Supreme, dude. I throw a lot to Kenny. So I go from being a dude from across town playing on the basketball team to Uncle Freezy. Everybody know my name when I show up in the cafeteria because I threw a lob off the glass to Kenny Washington. So it's like, and I said all of that, wasted all that time to say, all it takes is like some type of event, something to happen for you to kind of understand, to basically raise your self-esteem meter up a few notches. You know what I'm saying? Some people happen organically. I mean, for me, it happened with a series of, man, if you're success, and listen, I'm not saying that but what I am saying is that a few events have fortunately gone my way.
Yeah, I get it.
And that's what flag, that's where confidence comes from.
Again, I'm sure he's glad you shared the story about him. Now, did his granddad wear the creased jeans?
No.
Where,
No. Hey, brother, I'm talking about, so he wore suits all the time. He wore suits, like his granddaddy wore suits. His granddaddy was like a preacher or something. So Kenny was always wearing like those old school suit and jacket things. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
how tall is he now?
Last I saw him, he was about 6'6". But again, I moved away from Jersey City when I was like 14, and I don't think I've ever seen him since. I've chatted with him, but I hadn't seen him. But he might be. He played basketball at Ball State, so he probably. I think he might have mentioned. Man, he might be like 6'8" or 6'9". Something like that, but he's not like he's not a 7 foot or anything like that. So, but one event sent both of our confidences through the roof. You know what I mean? And in a weird scenario, we were getting blown out, beaten half to death on the road. By a team that was vastly superior than us, and just one play. Got me thinking, I can do anything on the basketball court at that time. At that time, I felt like I could do anything on the basketball court. And him too, because he couldn't dribble or anything. The only thing he could do is, and when I tell you this, man, only thing he could do is block shots and rebound. Right? That's it. But nowadays, that's valuable.
Those are valuable tools.
He was the Ben Wallace of 1987. Because that dude would literally he would score 5 points, have 5 fouls, and 22 rebounds.
There you go.
Yeah, man. And with me, I would take like 3 charges, have like 6 assists, maybe score like 4 or 5 points, a little handful of points. But man, I would be on people defensively, and do my but all those things just ratcheted up our confidence. As I got older, I got more confidence in shooting the ball. But there was a time when only thing I wanted to do was shoot, but I couldn't get on the floor. And then when the coach found out that I would go hack up somebody's best offensive player, and I would dive on the floor for loose balls and tip balls and just he was like, I got to keep him out here. So I just wanted to throw that out there because it's funny that you were talking about the boys, and then Franklin.
We'll see if it equates into anything.
Yeah, but hey, so let me ask you this. So anything got you piping hot right now? Oh, what about election stuff? Does they have you piping hot right now? I don't want to talk about that. Because people blow things so far out of perspective, it's ridiculous.
A lot about the elections got me piping hot.
Right.
A lot of it. None of which is really worth hashing out, but it's just, yeah. I mean, no. I mean, I'm not all that piping hot about anything right now.
Yeah, I'm a little touchy about a few things. Maybe if we can get together and at another time, man, maybe we could touch on that, man. But we've been at it for like 2 hours. The time.
Yeah, I know. We've been at it a while.
Yeah, the time flies. But I'm just going to reset this. Hey, y'all, if y'all like this conversation and things, similar to this, comment in the section, in the description section below. Let us know what y'all want to talk about. Like the video once it's posted to YouTube. Share it with your friends. You know, we want to grow. I want to grow the channel, and just by having conversations like this one, just being open and frank. That's it. Just talking about things that are going on in the world and our opinions on it. Tomorrow, I'm going to do a show with YouTube sensation Jazzology about relationships and sex. I'll probably have a couple of other guests on that, so y'all check that out. Also, I want to thank my homeboy Crazy Teddy. We have conversations like this all the time. Maybe eventually, maybe we can have a conversation about how we created podcasts.
At any rate.
Yeah,
Subscribe, everybody.
Hey man, so I'm gonna wrap this up, Ted, and I'll post it so everybody can go out there and look at it. I'm gonna share it to Facebook,
Okay.
so all our Facebook fans or not Facebook fans, but Facebook friends can go out there and see the conversation and stuff, and maybe add a little something to it.
All right.
You got anything to say before we get out of here?
No, I got nothing.
All right, man. All right.
All right.
All right.